Yeah, CNN cut the interview short with Omar whatever her name after terrorist threat sent at President Trump. So let's
What's up,
get
the
into it.
squad? Back with and the titles going down. Make sure to like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. It says right here, in a massive development, President Trump is reportedly aiming to surge denaturalization for foreigners who obtained their citizenship unlawfully. That should include Ilhan Omar, as many of y'all know. One thing about it is that I know for a fact that President Trump, as well as the Trump administration, have a lot of things that they're working on. Tom Homan, especially, we got Stephen Miller. We've been going over, a lot of things, this past week. But one thing about it is that, as far as Ilhan Omar go, Tim Walz, they're not doing nothing but making it worse for themselves. Every time they get up and speak, they're making it worse for themselves. You have Ilhan Omar on CNN. This is a post by Devari Darkness. Make sure y'all go check him out. Says Ilhan Omar lives in delusion. She lies that ICE pulled over her son. CNN, you got it right here. Says Department of Homeland Security says ICE has absolutely zero record of these officers or agents pulling over Congresswoman Omar's son. Literally. And I actually just seen this today, which I found it kind of odd. I found it odd, when originally, I seen it, and seen about it. But a lot of the stuff that, I continue to see, and what we see each and every day is that these individuals don't do nothing but constantly lie. When I say these individuals, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to the left. They lie and lie and lie and try to make, Trump, his administration, and what he's doing, when it comes to his policies and what he's doing, when it comes to, individuals messing up, and trying their best, to really, in a sense, and I got to watch my words, but to mess up everything, America has, and it's definitely sad. Check it out.
I know that the Trump administration's immigration crackdown has become very personal for you, even though you're a member of Congress. You've said that federal immigration agents actually pulled over your son on Saturday and asked him to prove his citizenship. He is, of course, a U.S. citizen, as are you. The Department of Homeland Security says, and I'm quoting them, ICE has absolutely zero record of its officers or agents pulling over Congresswoman Omar's son, and have accused you of seeking to, quote, demonize ICE as part of a PR stunt, their words. What do you say to that?
Well, if ICE is saying that they have documentation of every single person that they have pulled over in Minneapolis, we would love to see that record, because we've certainly, myself and the governor, have been asking them to share information with us on the ways in which they have interacted with Minnesotans, and they have not been able to provide a single information. So it is amazing that they're able to put out this statement in saying definitely that they did not pull my son over when they haven't been able to answer anything else. And ICE has been known to lie when it comes to their enforcement.
ICE has been known to lie. No, what I just said, when it comes to the left, they've been known to lie constantly for years. You have it right here. This is, a post. Homeland Security says ICE has absolutely zero record of his officers or agents pulling over Congresswoman Omar's son. With no evidence, it is shameful that Congresswoman Omar will level accusations to basically, again, demonize his part as of a PR stunt. I'm telling y'all. It says right here, allegations that ICE engages in racial profiling are disgusting, reckless, and false. What makes someone a target of immigration enforcement as if they are legally in the U.S. Not their skin color, race, or ethnicity. Under the Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, DHS, law enforcement uses reasonable suspicion to make arrest. So, again, I have to put that post out. And they shouldn't even say that because I'm sure Ilhan Omar knows that. They don't do nothing but, again, lie. So you literally have it right here. This post by Laura Loomer. Says Ilhan Omar refused to answer why she lied about, ICE targeting her son. Check it out.
Hello, Congresswoman Omar. DHS says they have no record of ICE pulling over your son. Why did you lie about ICE targeting your son? Wait, one more time. Why did you lie about ICE targeting your son, Congresswoman? Do you think it's responsible to lie about ICE targeting an individual in this time when domestic and Islamic terrorists are targeting ICE officials? Do you care to comment?
So what I find interesting about this whole thing is that anytime they, these individuals get on CNN or they get on, NBC or they get on, this place or that place, they're ready to put out those lies. As soon as they actually get put on camera by individuals, who is real, is going to ask them real questions, they get quiet. They get quiet. They have nothing to say. And that's what I mean by, it's insane and it's sickening to me. Just like this, you have this CNN, Ilhan Omar is spewing major BS right now. Check it out.
Oh, we are doctors, we are teachers, we are entrepreneurs, and
Wow.
we are elected representatives of our state. And so these vile comments and this sort of creepy obsession that that he has on me and Somali Americans really is dangerous, and it's beneath the office of the presidency.
Let me explain something to y'all. And I literally, if y'all had seen me, a couple of y'all seen me in half. I don't know if y'all. I know some of y'all know Half and Jay. Half actually had a post. He was running a live, and we talked about it. Something that we definitely agreed on, and others in this live. And you hear Ilhan Omar say Somali Americans. Let me explain something to y'all. A Somali American is an individual who pays taxes, an individual who's respectful to other Americans, an individual who's respectful to America, an individual who actually wants to live for America, that is, a patriot and that loves, what America is actually for. An individual, when it comes to these, and I say this, and I'm saying this as any individual, when it comes to these Somalians coming over the right way, these different individuals coming over the right way, doing what is it? That's what that is. What they're doing, these Somalians that that's in this fraud case, these Somalians that are constantly having this crime and trying to change the ways, and that's in a lot of crime. Those are not Somali Americans. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not going for that. I know a lot of y'all aren't going for that, and that's how you say all their doctors and they're this and that. Hey, I'm not gonna take that away from nobody. I'm definitely a child of God. I'm a child of God, and God definitely has definitely made us ways. Everybody's unique. I look at everybody, very unique. Everybody has these different talents. A lot of people don't even know they have them. And they have these different talents. So I'm not going to take it away that these individuals are doctors, these individuals are nurses. That still doesn't take away of the simple fact that a lot of these individuals are here and they're not supposed to be here. And that also doesn't mean that doesn't mean that you literally have individuals that are putting out crime, individuals that are taken from and stealing, from taxpayers. All this and what she's doing, it doesn't make sense. And I hate it because there's actually individuals that actually, listen to her and what she has to say. And loves Ilhan Omar, all because she's let's pull this whole race thing. I don't like that. People need to grow up and start realizing what's actually going on. I'm telling y'all. It says here, this post by Benny Johnson, Republican Congress calls for investigations and possible deportations of Ilhan Omar and Zohran Mamdani. Let's check it out.
I don't know how close you are in proximity to Ilhan Omar's office, but the White House is out posting that she married her brother. Multiple members of Congress are telling me that there's a lot of truth to that, including people at DHS, and that she may have certainly committed immigration fraud, and in that case, grounds for denaturalization and deportation. So your thoughts on that and your colleague Ilhan Omar?
Yeah, I think that they need to pursue the facts on Omar. I think they need, by the way, look at Mamdani as well. I think, my friend Amy Mack with RARE, who follows a lot of the issues with the Islamification of America, has looked into a lot of stuff on Mamdani, as well as Elon. But, look, follow the truth wherever it may lead. What are the questions about her, status when she came here, what her age was, who she married, all of the stuff, and look and seek out the truth. Same thing with Mamdani, same thing with other individuals. We have too many people in this country that are getting leadership positions who literally want to undermine and change our country. This is not a melting pot. This is not a simulation. They're coming here to try to turn America effectively into Somalia.
Exactly.
And undermine our way of life. So why would we do that? And people say, well, gosh, that's controversial, Chip. What's controversial about that? We're Americans. We love our country. I'm in the Capitol building, the United States of America, that was built through blood, sweat, and tears, and people sacrificing life. You walk through Arlington National Cemetery with wreaths here during Christmas, and you're like, oh, this is beautiful. This is awesome. Yeah, but what are we doing to the memories of all those people if we're literally turning the keys of this country over to the most radical elements around the world to come here and completely decimate this great land that we created for our kids and grandkids. It's insane. We should stop it. We have a free will. Don't get caught. We get caught up in the minutiae as Republicans and say, well, I don't know, I can't say that. That might offend somebody. Or, well, don't bring up the Islam issue because of the First Amendment. You don't have a religious liberty right to come here and undermine the rule of law, advance Sharia law, and try to take down our country. That's not what religious liberty is. Religious liberty is you can believe what you want to believe, but you're not going to destroy our country and destroy our culture and not get a response. And you can't win a war if you don't recognize it exists. And there is a war being waged on the United States of America, and its leadership ought to act like it and respond.
I love it.
I don't know if you...
I truly love it. I love the simple fact that, calling it out like it is. And that really is, true. This is something that is, obviously needed. This is something that, for a lot of people, to actually hear and to see, what's truly going on around you. Because it is, it's definitely true. And one thing about it is that I cannot wait till they actually, crack down and do what's needed, what, people are wanting. This has been happening for some time now, and, it's time to clean up. You got it right here. You got Greg Bonvino. So you got Greg Bonvino, and said that Tom Homan finds that Ilhan Omar is here illegally. He will be more than happy to put the cuffs on her himself. I'm telling y'all. Let's check it out.
All right, Chief Bovino, we heard from Tom Homan, who said that DHS is now launching an investigation into Ilhan Omar and whether or not she's in the country illegally. Can we count on you to make the arrest if we find out that Ilhan Omar is, in fact, illegally in the United States?
Nick, if she's here illegally, I'll definitely be putting some cuffs on her. I would absolutely love the honor of doing that.
Awesome. I just want to be there for it. That's all I ask. So,
I'm telling y'all, as y'all see, a lot of people are geeked. A lot of people are geeked about it, and definitely see it happening. You got Gunther, there you go, man. Said basically, Trump is dropping the truth. It says he's calling out the radical left infiltrators like Ilhan Omar loud and clear. This is President Trump hosts Hanukkah reception. Check it out.
We're not going to let it happen, but please be vigilant and careful, because you have some bad people that are now in Congress that were unthinkable to be in Congress 12, 13, 14 years ago, 15 years ago.
I'm telling y'all, definitely. Says be vigilant and careful. We have some bad people now in Congress that were unthinkable 12, 15 years ago. One thing about it is that, I feel like it's one of the things that, I always think about is that people have, and I say this a lot. Y'all heard me say it during this video. People have to realize, wake up, and try to at least learn the truth. Learn what's truly going on. Because the things that's going on is definitely it's crucial. It's something that people need to pay attention to. It's definitely something that people need to pay attention to and realize, because I feel like there's so many things that people look at, when they, social media. I'm telling y'all, social media is just one of those things, that people obviously pay attention to each and every day. I had basketball practice, and one of my kids, I remember them saying, I don't have a phone. I don't have, and I love it. I obviously, you see other kids with phones and shit, but, as a kid, especially I coach some little kids, and I, of age, around that almost, that the middle schoolish. And seeing that and seeing me as a kid, obviously, I think I had a phone. I might have had a phone. I think I had my first phone 5th or 6th grade or 7th grade, something like that. And I look and I see and I realize, I'm like, man, I actually love that. As a kid, I was barely on my phone. Social media wasn't popping like that. I remember MySpace. I remember Facebook, and still, Facebook ain't, MySpace ain't. But, remembering those things and seeing those things, and, I remember just, being outside a lot.